The homes of the 1930s held secrets that modern burglars would rarely consider. Our grandparents weren't just clever. They relied on simple ingenuity, exploiting structural quirks, overlooked spaces, and everyday items to safeguard valuables. These methods weren't flashy. They were subtle, practical, and effective. Understanding these hiding spots today offers more than historical curiosity. It's a window into a mindset of resourcefulness shaped by economic hardship and wartime awareness. Let's explore these forgotten techniques and see how they can inform both historical study and practical applications today. They used architectural quirks to hide valuables. Many homes built in the 1930s came with structural nuances that our grandparents exploited. Hollow spaces behind baseboards were common, providing narrow channels perfect for slipping away coins, letters, or small jewelry. Burglars, focused on drawers and cabinets, rarely considered these elongated hidden voids. Similarly, the back of built-in cupboards or shallow recesses beneath staircases became invisible vaults. Historians today can examine homes from the era and trace these spaces, revealing not only the architecture but the practical ingenuity of those who lived through economic uncertainty. Modern survivalists can replicate this by creating thin, concealed compartments in walls or furniture that blend seamlessly with their environment. Furniture was more than it appeared. In the 1930s, furniture often had layers of purpose. Secret compartments in chairs, dressers, and desks were common, but not the obvious ones we see in movies. Many drawers had false bottoms, accessible only if you knew the precise spot to press or lift. Armchairs sometimes contained stitched pockets beneath cushions or inside armrests. Bed frames were hollow, and the planks beneath the mattress could hide documents and small treasures. Understanding these spaces gives modern enthusiasts insight into how discreet security was built into daily life. A practical application today would be retrofitting antique furniture or building new pieces with hidden compartments, using the same subtlety that avoided detection decades ago. Everyday items served as safes. Common household items doubled as secure hiding places. Grandparents often hollowed out books, tins, and even food containers to store money or critical documents. Sewing boxes, teapots, and cookie jars might contain ledgers or wartime ration cards, often camouflaged amidst mundane items. The genius was in their predictability. The burglar would pass by, dismissing the ordinary container. For historians, tracking these objects can reveal patterns of domestic life and economic behavior. For modern use, this technique can be applied to discreetly store emergency cash or documents within everyday items that blend seamlessly into living spaces. Behind walls and floors held secrets they never discovered. False panels in walls and removable floorboards were particularly effective. These were not elaborate constructions but practical modifications installed by homeowners themselves. In kitchens and living rooms, a single board could lift to reveal a cavity large enough for documents, money, or small valuables. Burglars rarely thought to remove floorboards. It required knowledge and time. Contemporary enthusiasts can explore older houses for these features, both for historical research and practical inspiration. Installing similar panels in attics, basements, or closets today provides an effective, low-tech security solution that draws directly from historical practice. Kitchens and pantries were cleverly utilized. Kitchens were more than places to cook. They were miniature fortresses for valuables. Food storage jars, flour tins, and sugar containers were ideal for concealing items in plain sight. Many households also hid items in the backs of pantries, behind rows of canned goods or under shelving. The principle was simple. The more ordinary the container, the less likely it was to be disturbed. A practical lesson for today is using these spaces for emergency supplies, hidden tools, or documents, replicating the same inconspicuous logic that our grandparents perfected. Garages, sheds, and attics held overlooked treasures. Exterior structures provided additional hiding opportunities. Garages and sheds were often thought of only as storage for tools or firewood, but grandparents used the nooks and corners to conceal small boxes or pouches. Attics, with their low light, infrequently visited spaces, were prime real estate for secret stashes. Even loose insulation or gaps between beams could serve as secure holding areas. For historians, these spaces can reveal family priorities and risk assessments. Modern applications include using seldom-accessed storage areas for emergency supplies, ensuring they remain both practical and out of plain view. Clothing and textiles doubled as concealment. Clothing storage often included secretive measures. Grandparents would stitch small pockets into coats or dresses, or use the lining of trunks and wardrobes to store valuables. Quilts, blankets, and even mattresses contained hidden compartments, designed for security without drawing attention. Today, these techniques inspire practical solutions for carrying or storing emergency items discreetly. By examining the sewing techniques and household textiles of the 1930s, historians gain insight into both domestic craftsmanship and strategies of resourcefulness. Now let's talk about applying historical hiding strategies to modern practice. The brilliance of those 1930s hiding strategies, well, it really lies in their simplicity. Each method depended on observation, patience, and a good bit of subtlety. For survivalists or historians out there trying to replicate these techniques, the goal isn't to recreate the past exactly, but rather to adapt the principles. So, try to identify overlooked spaces, use ordinary objects for concealment, and consider some structural modifications that blend right in with your existing environment. Applying these lessons lets you keep things discreet, whether that's emergency cash, important documents, or even survival gear. Learning from the mindset of resourcefulness, that's really where the value shines through. The worth of these hiding spots goes way beyond just physical storage. They reveal a mindset built on anticipation, ingenuity, and practicality. Our grandparents weren't just hiding objects. They were building a buffer against uncertainty, you know? For historians, studying these strategies gives a real window into domestic life, economics, and human behavior during a pretty transformative period in European history. And for enthusiasts today, adopting this mindset can encourage resourcefulness, both in historical research and in practical, everyday living. So, to wrap things up, integrating historical techniques into modern life is really the takeaway here. Exploring those secret hiding spots of the 1930s isn't just a historical exercise, it's a chance to apply tried-and-true methods to today's world. From hollowed-out furniture and architectural voids to clever uses of everyday containers, these lessons are still relevant. For history buffs, these discoveries deepen our understanding of daily life in decades past. For modern survivalists, they offer effective, low-tech solutions for discrete storage. Embrace the ingenuity of past generations, study the spaces they used, and consider how these techniques might just enhance both your historical knowledge and your practical preparedness today. If you found this guide useful, make sure to subscribe to Warpaths of Europe for more insights into history, survival techniques, and those forgotten strategies from our grandparents' era. Go ahead and share it with fellow history enthusiasts. There's always more to uncover, and these lessons really do deserve to be preserved and put to use.